castor oil pack help your magnesium levels? Let's talk. So, there's a few things that we need to clarify in our brain to understand this concept. Number one, what does a lymphocyte do in your body? Did you ever play Pac Man? I used to do extra jobs for my mom to get quarters so that I could play Pac Man. Yes, that dates me. And I would go down to the top spot and I would play Pac Man with my quarters that I'd earned. And remember how the Pac Man like ate all the little dots and you moved it everywhere to get little dots? And sometimes it would eat a dot and they'd get really excited and you'd earn extra things. Well, I kind of think like a lymphocyte is like that Pac Man, and the little dots are the virus and bacteria in your body. So, lymphocytes are eating up that virus and bacteria. Okay, so put that right there. Now, the next bit of information. I have always, well, since my health crashed 20 years ago, I have had the basic foundational principle that you must stay current to be healthy. So, for example, my grandparents did not need to soak in magnesium. They were getting their magnesium from their food. Currently, we are not able to get our magnesium levels from our food. And so we have to go to plan B. Well, plan B was synthetic magnesium, but you don't get enough magnesium eating cold cereal, even though it's fortified with synthetic magnesium, and you don't get enough from a pill. And so we need to go to the most optimal plan, and that is soaking in magnesium and achieving cell saturation. Now, here's my disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not diagnosing. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm sharing educational things that I've learned for you to think about it and determine and process what is best for you. I would never assume that I know what's going on in this one-sided conversation. That's why I love it when there's comments, because it feels like there's some connection happening. But face it, it's a pretty one-sided conversation of me talking and you listening. So I would never assume that I know everything that's going on. Okay, so hold that bit of information. And if you and I haven't met, my name's Kristen, and I am a magnesium advocate and founder of Living the Good Life Naturally and creator of Team Good Life. And I am passionate, and for the last 20 years, have been helping women feel better by building a strong foundation, by not chasing symptoms. And that is something that brings me great joy in my life, to be a part of someone else's journey and help them along the way. It's a pinch me, my life is real kind of thing that I get to do that every day. So, cell saturation is the first place to start, because we know your vitamin D levels need to be optimized. And to optimize your stored and active vitamin D, you need magnesium. That's how your vitamin D levels dropped in the first place, was magnesium. Now, let's get back. So, hold that little bit of information. Now, we're going to jump to another puzzle piece. Here's the next puzzle piece. And we're going to put this puzzle piece, maybe not puzzle piece. I hate puzzles. Are you good at puzzles? I do not like puzzles. So let's call it a quilt. I'm not a quilter, but I'm a quilt appreciator. So we'll call it a quilt. We're putting together a piece of a quilt. So the next part of that quilt that we need to put together, or puzzle, is that currently, and remember, we need to stay current to be healthy. Currently, we're all carrying a higher virus load. Oh, and guess what I'm seeing across the board? It's taking people longer to achieve cell saturation. We have a higher virus load. A lot of people have a higher bacterial load, and that means inflammation has gone up. And when inflammation goes up, that means that magnesium is not as efficient in your body. And we talked a little bit yesterday about patterns and what holds you back, because it's not just about taking another supplement or adding another nutrient into our body. Sometimes it's simply getting more sunshine to reduce inflammation, getting more sleep, creating more gratitude. And sometimes it's a little bit of everything to get that moving. But currently, it is taking more magnesium to get people to cell saturation because of our increased viral load. Okay, so now let's go back to lymphocytes. Remember, lymphocytes clean up, just like that Pac-Man game I talked about in the beginning. They clean up that excess virus and bacteria in your body. So now take the next puzzle piece and let's talk a little bit about castor oil packs. So I've got it pulled up. I'm in my office with my double screen. So I've got it pulled up to the wrong thing. So castor oil packs are amazing. And I taught a class this morning in Core 7. It was a bonus class that I threw out to them for a gratitude gift for being a member of Core 7. And it was an area I felt like a lot of people hadn't made that jump yet into doing castor oil packs. And one of my favorite tools is a tool that I can use in my home that's simple and has maximum impact. Like, I'm all over that kind of tool. It's my favorite. And I saw, and I had some concerns over them not understanding. And so I thought, okay, I've got notes in the program, but I don't think that's helping enough. And so I want to do this masterclass. So this morning we got together and we hung out, and I actually put a castor oil pack on my liver and walked them through that process and showed them how I did it and the systems and the steps. Well, in between podcasts today, it got me thinking, and I had just a little bit of time in between classes and podcasts, and it got me thinking about, I found a couple of studies, but I want to research more studies. And so I just spent that 20 minutes geeking out on studies. And so I found this study on the National Institute of Health, and it was done, and I'm reading from the study right here because I want to make sure that I get these numbers right. So while I look over here for a little bit, it's just to give the correct data. So in 1998, there was a controlled double-blind study on the effect on the use of a castor oil pack, just on the use of a castor oil pack. And the packs were applied over the liver and abdomen for 2 hours. Blood samples were collected just before the application, so before they put the castor pack on. 2 hours later, after the removal of the pack, at 7 hours and at 27 hours, they tested the blood samples for total lymphocytes. So remember that puzzle piece, that right now we have increased viral load because of the last 2.5 years of our experience with everything that's happened with viruses in the world. There's an increased viral load, and people, it's taking more to get the same, more action to get the same benefit just to maintain health. And that can be really frustrating. And so here's what they found. The blood samples were assessed for total lymphocytes, and T11 cells, T4 cells, T8 cells at those intervals. Results of the study indicated that the total lymphocyte count peaked at 7 hours. So after that castor oil pack, the lymphocyte cells for 7 hours kept increasing. And at 7 hours, they reached their peak, contributing to an overall 100% consistent increase in lymphocytes. At the 24-hour mark, total lymphocytes declined, although they remained higher than they were at the beginning before the castor oil pack. That's incredible. So in a let's see, what was it called? A placebo double blind, a controlled double blind study. They could prove 100% across the board with everyone in that study that castor oil packs increase your lymphocytes, meaning castor oil packs increase your body's ability to fight off virus and bacteria. Ha! It's not an old wives' tale. It's not one of those things that, oh yeah, that natural woo-woo hippie chick over there, she does her castor oil packs. We're talking, we've got hardcore science that show when we do a castor oil pack that our lymphocytes are increased. Oh my gosh. Okay. I did it. I'm sorry. Okay. So in the beginning, I should have done this in the very beginning. So let me do it now. We were putting all those puzzle pieces together. So I wanted to help you understand the role that castor oil packs play in helping you increase your magnesium levels. So castor oil is 90% ricinoleic acid. And then it's got stearic acid, linoleic acid. It's got all sorts of other things. Vitamin E, really good in vitamin E. But it's the ricinoleic acid that is pretty incredible and acts different than other oils in that it pulls your lymph. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. That word lymph, that's what the magnesium is moving through. And remember, magnesium is hydrophilic. The more hydrated you are, the more efficiently magnesium moves through your body. Now, when you have an increased viral load and or bacterial load, it is harder for the magnesium to move through your body because that creates higher levels of inflammation. Therefore, it's easy to connect that puzzle piece, kind of like with my mom when she puts that last puzzle piece in and she's so excited. Here's the puzzle piece that excites me, that when you use that castor oil pack, it's increasing your body's ability to move magnesium through your lymph because your lymph is working more efficiently, because your lymphocytes are increased, because it's decreasing virus and bacteria, therefore making the magnesium more efficient.